We're going to let a few more people come in. I see we got our guests here. Welcome, guys. Tell your friends, your family, the Nikki Rich Show is on. Tell everybody we on. We live. Thank you. Welcome, guys, to the Nikki Rich Show live on IGTV. Today we got an exciting guest. We have Miss Canila Gist. We're going to be talking with her. And y'all, she is doing amazing things. She is not only a woman of faith, she is the founder of Your Story Matters. She's a motivational speaker. And, I'm so excited because she's also a best-selling author. So I'm pumped and ready to bring in Canila. Just one second, guys. Hi, welcome.
Hey, how are you?
Good. We're so excited to have you here today. And you look fabulous, by the way.
I tried. Thank you so much.
Yes. Welcome to the Nikki Rich Show. It's an honor to have you. You have been doing amazing things in the community and also just on your personal journey. So we had to bring you on today.
Yay!
So first off, for those who are new, let everybody know where you're based out of.
Okay, I'm based at North Carolina, which everybody calls it the North Kakalaki.
Yeah.
Which we know for land, animals. I'm from Winston-Salem, North Carolina, where they have the National Black Theater that come every 2 years with celebrity and theater and culture, and it brings involvement to the community.
Well, I'm extra excited because I'm a Carolina girl, too. I'm from South Carolina, but I lived in Charlotte, North Carolina. So, I love, the Carolinas. But now I'm in California, so I'm a California girl now. But yes, it's so amazing. And it's country, but it's a lot of talent, a lot of business owners that come out of the Carolinas.
Yes, definitely. I just started maybe 4 months ago. I went on a cruise to Jamaica and to Cayman Island, and I was celebrating my week of before I graduated from a bachelor's degree in psychology at Ashford University. So I was like, this is my first time going out the country. This is my first time everything. So while I was on that trip, I promised God that I would do something better. You always have that deep intuition. Okay, I got to do something better. Because sometimes we have plans, but God may have another plan. Yes. So I have big plans to move with my cousin to DC and start a life because I go to DC a lot and, go to the festivals and community. They really involved in a lot of community work. So God just stopped me in my tracks, and he told me to write a book called How God Turned My Mess into a Butterfly, Your Story Matters, which is coming out this year, December the 22nd, 2020. So I'm just so excited on the process, how God is putting everything together, putting people in alignment. It's really a walk of faith. So.
And you know what? Your book is not out yet because you still got something to add to it. Look at what is happening now. It's all about timing. And he was like, okay, you're not ready yet. We got some more to add to it.
Yes, it's all about who you connect with. And I just happened to see this young lady on there. I don't know if we can say names, but she's very popular. And she was like, you know what, let's get you on. And here I am now, a #1 international bestseller co-author. Look at God. And, we feature over 200, magazines. And this is just the beginning
news outlets, everything,
Yes.
So, I love it, and it's like that women empowerment, too. Because, also women win. We are winning against all odds. We are winning, So shout out to Jesus Coffee Prayer.
Yes.
You
She is
know,
so
because
amazing.
yes. And I love it because it's so motivational that we all are Black women and can come together and become best-selling authors like that. It was amazing. And now we are in the news today, being picked up by CW and Fox and everybody, NBC, CBS, everything.
It's just so amazing. I couldn't even, honestly, when I seen the post that came out yesterday, I couldn't sleep because I was just so excited. It's a process, but getting connected to the right people,
Yes.
it will really push you where you need to go. And I'm just so happy that I was a part of that project. And it's not only was a project, but it was a sisterhood where everybody communicated.
Yes.
And I have talked to most of them off the phone, and they're like, "Oh, you the babe in the group." I was like, "Yeah." You took the step of faith to reach out to us. So it's definitely a sisterhood, and here we go, building each other up. And it's so exciting because now one of my sister, I think she's connected to California pageant, Miss T.
Yes.
So now she wants to collaborate with me in a couple more months. So it's so many opportunities. Yes.
It is. It's so many opportunities. And, the thing about you is you stepped out on faith. You had a vision and you moved forward. We all did. We all did. We knew it was something that we wanted to join in and be a part of. And we individually have our own projects, but we came together as one for one successful project. And this is how you network, you collaborate, you build and grow. Because look at what we're sitting here today.
Yeah.
Now, you in North Carolina, I'm in California. This is how we got to keep it going. This is how you network and grow. I mean, I love it. I love everything that's happening. And we in a pandemic. Think about it. Making it happen.
Yes.
Sometimes we like, oh my God, I can't believe what's going on. But we over here, we grinding. This is the time you really, you got to weather the storm. You got to push through that storm.
I agree.
And I know that God has something bigger for us on the other side. Just be patient. Don't get too fast, but be patient and do what you're supposed to do, and go from there.
Yes, I totally agree with that because I have seen so far with the pandemic that people are starting their business. People stepping out on faith and just trying different projects, just like I did. And it's just so amazing what we can do, while we sitting at home. And I remember seeing one of the celebrities on YouTube. I'm one of his biggest fans of Mr. Tony Gaskin.
Tony's been on my show too. He's been a couple of times one of my guests.
OMG, he's one. He used to be he was my celebrity coach when I first started and writing my book and stuff. He was telling me what to do. Small world.
Yes, that's awesome. Yeah, Tony is amazing and he inspires so many people and been doing it for many years. Many years. Wow. So how was it like working with him?
It was good. So he had made a video before I even wrote my book. It was called "Of the Lines of You Allowing Your Gifts to Make Room for You." Yeah. And when he talked about that really empowered me. And he was telling about how his process got started. I don't want to sound like what I'm about to say. Like Dre said, I'm starting from the bottom, now I'm here. That's pretty much what he did. He started off slow. And he said in his quiet time, he was able to spend time with God and use his gift he was so passionate about helping people with relationships, females and dudes, because his own life experience and how God was able to shape him up. Everybody has a testimony. God could turn a mess into a masterpiece.
He sure can. You better say that.
So with him, I had booked one of his coaching packages. And we went on from there. He was like, "You a young girl." He was like, "I believe in you. You gonna go far." Yeah. He was just very, very passionate. He said, "Just something about you, just different." And I was like, "Okay, that's a good start." He was like, you just continue to be consistent. You will make it. Just be patient. It's going to take a couple years. But it's all about who you connect with. And he gave me the greatest tools just to stay consistent with it and stay disciplined and just set goals every week with him. He gave me goal setting, like I was able in my first month of starting to create a YouTube page, to also create a website. So he gave me the social.
But you need those things. People don't realize, but you need those things that so people can go to them. You know, you want to be able to send somebody to somewhere that's yours. You know, buying your domain and getting those things, it's yours. Now, Instagram, Facebook, and all them, that's theirs. You want to create your own, but you can also collaborate on those other social media networks to help build, because those are bigger platforms. Yay. Hey, everybody. Hey, Denise. But you want to be able to build, and those platforms are useful. They help you. And you want to be everywhere, not just like 2 or 3 places. You want to be everywhere, because guess what? Sometimes those 2 social media places or maybe 3 places, they might be in collaboration together and might be shut down all at once. So you want to make sure, hi, Didi Allure. You want to make sure that you are everywhere and not just 1 or 2 places. You want to be everywhere. And so that everybody know your name.
And that's my goal. And it's crazy because nobody in the world has my name. So he was telling me, giving me some advice about building your brand. And that's one of the reasons why I came up with Your Story Matters. And he was like, just shorten up, because we all have a story. He was like, just shorten up a little bit, make it meaningful, call it Your Story Matters. I was like, that's perfect right there. And it went right along with my book, because I already had it before. He was like, what's the name of your book again? I was like, how God turned my mess into a butterfly, Your Story Matters. He was like, just use Your Story Matters. And that would really be a niche to a lot of people, because everybody has a story.
Everybody has a story. And then that's a good campaign too. You can really go with that. Your Story Matters. You can do so much, from the tours to books and notebooks and everything.
Because I'm telling you, everybody has a story. And with me, the purpose is one of the reasons, again, why I wrote the book, because I don't know if you want me to talk about that part yet, if you allow me to talk about it.
Yes.
Okay.
Oh, well, you can't, we don't want to give the juice out, but you can tell, what inspired you, because we don't we want them to go get the book.
Yes, ma'am. I totally agree. So what inspired me to write it in my younger age, I was molested for 2 or 3 months. And I found myself running away from issues or past hurts. And when I was in my early 20s, which I'm still in my 20s.
Okay.
Yeah, that was my early 20s. So I began to turn to sex, drugs, and alcohol. Till one day God sent somebody in my life and did a whole 180. And I'm going to leave it at that. And that's pretty much what happens. Yes. One of the reasons my passion is how God gave that to me. I want to walk in my purpose and give back to other people, because so many people are hurting from past issues and they don't know how to heal. And they say, oh, this person did this to me. Oh, that person did that to me. But when are you going to learn how to let go and allow God to step in so you can be free with your inner self? Because currently I work in the hospital and I hear so many people say, this happened to me 20 and 30 years ago. And I had a mentor tell me one time before she passed, she's like, how long you going to keep talking about it? When you going to learn how to let it go? You done cried.
To heal. Some people need to heal, It takes a minute, but definitely got to heal from whatever else is going on,
Yes.
And writing helps you heal. It helps you, just write it out. Even every day, I write out what I'm doing today, like a journal. I always keep a journal. Oprah put me on to that. Keeping a journal is important. I can always look back and be like, wow, I'm not the same person I was during this time, or what have you. You could just see the difference, even from if you create a journal and you look back from a year ago, you be like, dang, I can't believe I did that, or what have you, you know? And it helps you, you know.
And for me, it's like I went to a vision board last year, and I have my vision board right here on the left. And I'm like, dang, everything that I put on my vision board, here it is. Less than a year, it's already coming out. I'm talking about being a leader. I'm talking about how, you know, self-care and fitness and empowering the community. And here I am stepping out on faith and doing what God called me to do. And I also have my panel show on Thursday called Your Story Matters, where people come on and tell their testimonies of how they became an overcomer. And that right there been a blessing because God put in my spirit to do it. And I'm like, Lord, you know, I'm not used to talking in front of people and I'm about to say TBC. I'm speaking to existence. Talking in front of people on the screen or phone calls. I'm shy. But I done got out there. I believe I done overcame the shell. So it's been a blessing just to being able to do it. And people send me messages of how, you know, my videos inspire them. Like this past weekend, I went to Charlotte to a woman empowerment. And I felt led to go. And I was like getting there because I kept getting lost because the GPS sometimes be sending you everywhere.
Yeah, it does.
So as soon as I walk in, they're looking at me like, welcoming with me in open arms and everything. They're like, can you come up here and speak? And I was like, look, now, I didn't know I had to come up here and speak. I didn't have no outline. She was like, can you just come? This is something about you. Can you just come up here and speak? And I actually did my motivational speaking engagement, I believe, I call it Unexpected, last Saturday. And they got maybe over, you know, starting out 1,400 views already just by sharing it and getting people to look at it, and they just touched by it.
That is amazing. Wow. I mean, like, and were you by yourself?
Yes, I surely was, yes.
That's how it is sometimes, man. Like, sometimes you just gotta be by yourself, and you know, just to get up there and speak. How did you feel when they was like, "Come on"?
So I ain't gonna front. I was maybe a little nervous, and at first when I started speaking, it was just like once I stood up there for 3 seconds, it just I felt like I was myself, like I was telling the story. People was looking at me eye to eye, so I knew that I was connecting with people, what I was saying. Because, you know, sometimes when people, you know, they get bored of you speaking, they look down on the phone. It's like I had everybody in the room attention. So that right there told me that they can be able to relate what I was saying and what I was going through during that present time, and how to become an overcomer. You know, don't let your past burdens stop you from being successful. Learn how to find your inner self.
Yes. Hi. Hey, everybody. Hi, Iceberg Bricks. This is Cozy SS Publishing Company. Hey, y'all. Everybody that's coming in, we is live with Miss Canila here, Miss Canila Gist, and she's telling us her story matters. Today, her story matters. She is the founder of Your Story Matters, and she's just giving us a brief overview of who inspired her and, you know, to keep pushing, keep going, and just everything she's working on. Now, also tell us, you know, with this pandemic going on, how have you been maintaining? We know you created that book and another book. So what else have you been doing during this time?
Okay. So I've been collaborating again with other people, taking phone calls, working on projects. I definitely believe, for me, being in the beginning stage. So I've been receiving coaches from, I mentioned to you, Tony Gaston. I don't know if you're familiar with Miss Shirley Clark. She's like a kingdom entrepreneur. She done work with like a lot of celebrities and stuff like that. So right now I'm getting mentors so I can know how to handle business and, you know, create an LLC and all that good stuff. So they've been
in North Carolina, it's easy, honey, to get your LLC. So that, you know, is pretty easy. You know,
yeah, people were telling me to just go ahead and register for it and just
it's easy in North Carolina, definitely. Okay. Yeah, and where you are, is where everything is at too, you know. So it's really easy.
Well, I'm gonna do that tonight.
Yes, I'm so serious. It's easy. You can do it. All you got to do is go online. I know a lot of people, they have you want to go through these companies and stuff, but really, all you got to do is just read. You know, read. It's not that. It's really not hard, and it's simple too. You know,
Okay.
it's not bad at all. So. And then they will send you an email, you know, with your LLC in there. So it's not bad at all. You can do it.
I truly appreciate you giving me this opportunity to come on your platform. It means a lot. So this could be another thing that I add into Who Am I? So
Yes.
I would be happy to add you on there. And
Yes.
so I'm just so excited.
Yes. And we have some amazing people that is on right now, too, that's watching you as well. You know, I'm not going to, we got some celebrities in the building. I'm not going to call them out, but y'all know who y'all are. So, you know, shout out to everybody that's tuned in and is supporting, because, you know, we got other radio shows that's tuned in as well, and talk shows that's in Hollywood. So shout out to all the people that's tuned in right now. Yes, SS Publishing Company said she did hers herself in PA. Yeah, you can do it yourself. It's not hard, y'all. This is a time where we have to. I went to school for business. I got my master's and second year doctorate, you know, for my PhD. And, you know, to me, when I went to get my PhD, all we did was research. You know, we researched. And anything we said, we had to back it up, you know, with that research. And that's what you do. You know, we have to just, you know, don't expect something to be handed to us all the time. You know, get out there and go for it. You know, God, He will bless us. He will give us, you know, our desires. But we also have to push ourselves and, you know, motivate and do the work too. It's important to do the work, you know. And, you know, I feel like when you're not only just doing the work, don't be like, oh my God, I got to do this. Guess what? While you're doing the work, you're learning. You're learning how to get an LLC. You're learning how to trademark. You're learning how to bring your name at the same time. So you do it once, guess what? You can help somebody else. And you can get paid for it too.
Hello.
You can get paid for helping somebody else. So you do it once, you do it twice, and you keep doing it till you're good at it, and then you can help somebody else.
I totally agree. Look, it's all about building each other up, and that's the main purpose.
Yes, and it does. Hard work pays off. You know, I think sometimes people think that, oh, it's going to be easy, but you know, your journey is different from mine. You know why? Because I might take more during this journey than you be like, oh no, I'm not doing that. I can't. You know, I'm going to bed. I ain't staying up at this time. You know, I might want to stay up at 3:00 doing work. You be like, oh no, I got to get my sleep. You know, or something might happen where you like, you know, like I have kidney disease. So like that happened 2 years ago, out the blue, like bam, now your whole life changed. You know, your whole life, you got to go this person, this doctor, and this and that. So you have to balance out, you know, what you love to do and this whole different lifestyle change. Things happen in life. It's just life, you know. But
I totally agree.
We are here and we have a purpose. We have a purpose for being here, and until you're gone, you know, you're going to keep, every morning that you wake up, you still have that purpose. Your purpose is not done. Now, if you're gone, you done. Your purpose, you know, you did what you had to do. But I'm just saying, like, as long as you're here, you know, you still have a purpose, you know, and just keep pushing, keep grinding. You know, that's what you're doing. And not only that, like I said, you're able to motivate. others. Like, they just grabbed you and said, come on and speak, because they saw something in you just walking in that door. And you know how we talk about open doors? See, that's
It's
a good
open
one
door
right there.
season.
You can let them know you walked into that door and you became a speaker, you know? So, I mean, I know you was already speaking, but what I'm saying is you walked in that door and you got up there and spoke, you know? So you don't know what's going to happen, you know? You don't know what's going to happen next. That's just one thing. You got greater things that's going to take place.
I would decree that.
And like I said, I was in Charlotte, North Carolina. You know, that's why I started the Nikki Rich Show in Charlotte. I was teaching school, and, you know, I taught for 8 years, K through 5. But now, look where I'm at. I'm in California. I know people from where we from. It's country. And you wouldn't even think, like, oh my God, you know, I'm going to be in California. I'm going to be here or whatever, you know, because my family country, all of us, you know, you wouldn't expect, you know, you to do this. But God, he opened so many doors because I had a vision, you know, and I was able to connect with people just like how you connected with me. I connected with people in California too. And now we here, you know.
Look at you now, girl. That's good.
And that's why I try to tell people every time, what we're doing is real. It's real. Everything you do is real. You know, you might see you in a small town, big town, or whatever. It's happening. It's real. Whatever you're doing. Look at you. You was coached by Tony Gaston. Everybody, a lot of people trying to get to him. You know?
Yes.
So, I mean, like, God, he allows people to be your mentors. And I mean, Oprah, you know, like, who'd ever thought, you know, my mentor, you know, I mean, amazing. I grew up watching, you know, and I was able to interview Tyler Perry. I mean, all these different people, you know, it's a blessing. And you never know who's listening, who's watching, you know, you just never know. And I know people probably think, oh, she was, you know, I connected with Oprah when I was in North Carolina.
Wow.
Exactly. So I was in the everything that I created before I got to California, in New York. You know, when I was in New York and New Jersey, the tri-state area. But I did everything before. And what I remember is a message from Joel Osteen saying, bloom where you're planted. So y'all got to go look it up. Bloom where you planted. And what he was saying was, wherever you are, like where you are, Winston-Salem, do your best, you know, put your heart in it, you know, just do what you love and do your best at it. Bloom where you are, and you don't know what's going to take place.
You better preach,
and that's
girl.
what I did. Yeah, that's what I did. I bloomed in North Carolina. And it just grew from there. And I'm like, wow, you know, look at us now. I'm in Hollywood. I live in Hollywood. I mean, that's amazing, you know. I'm just like, oh my God. And you know, another thing, we speak things into existence. So you have to be mindful, you know, of what you speak. If you're saying you broke, you're going to be broke, you know, because I'm going to tell you, when I was coming to California, I would always be like, Nikki Rich Show, Hollywood. Even if you go back and look at my stuff, I got me with flyers that say Hollywood, pictures with me in, you know, with the Hollywood signs and Hollywood. I would always say Hollywood, Hollywood, Hollywood. Now, look, you know, I was going back and forth to California. And when I moved to Los Angeles, I wasn't living in Hollywood then, you know, but now I'm in Hollywood. So it's like you spoke it into existence. So you have to be mindful of what you speak in your life and the people that you're around that's speaking on you. So people can speak stuff on you too. So be mindful of what you always speak good things, because those bad things do come too. When people speaking those things, it does come too, because it's in the universe.
I
Hey
totally agree.
guys. Yes. So, I always say speak positive things, daily affirmations. Yes. Life and death and the power of the tongue. Yes, Felicia. Dorch. Yes. And Felicia's an author too in Texas. So shout out to her. Yeah, you have to, and another thing is, I hey y'all, hey bossman, hey 215, I see you. Oh, we got 215 in the house. Yay. But well, another thing is, with us here on this platform, we put God first in everything we do, So that in itself, he orders our steps. Hey, see, we got a lot of California people in. We got Tootsie, the rapper. She's from California. Shout out to her. So make sure you guys network with Miss Canila. Go ahead and give them your social media while you're here.
Yes, you can find me on Instagram. Canila is Love. So it's CANILAISLUV.
Mm-hmm.
And then on my Facebook, it's called Canila is Love. It's CANILAISLOVE. And my last name, G as in goat, IST. So Canila is Love Gist on Facebook. And Canila is Love on Instagram. And it's the same thing on YouTube. Canila is Love. So everything pretty much is Canila is Love. On Twitter,
Yes.
you're going to see Canila is Love. You're going to be able to put me up, Canila is Love.
Canela it's easy too. I mean, it's just everywhere, and that's what I like too, because everything you can easily go to the social sites and connect, guys. Yeah, definitely connect, big boss man. Yay! Hey, let us know where y'all are right now. Everybody that's in the comments, let us know what cities and states y'all in right now. I see a lot of you guys, so let us know where you at. Because I always like to know.
Me too.
Now, yeah, I like to know where y'all at. Now, tell us, Canila, what message do you want the people to know from you and what you're doing?
Okay, so my name is Canila. I am a motivational speaker and the author of Your Story Matters. I help women of faith through traumatic experiences, domestic violence, verbal abuse, or black sitting, condition, or you running from Christ or anything, to get them tools or coaching.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I'm here for. Just to motivate people and letting you all know, don't stay stuck. Just know that there's always a way out. So there's always a light at the end of the tunnel. As long as you keep pushing forward, you have somebody who can guide you where you need to be, especially a person who is strongly into God, who can show you the right steps on how to get your life back on track. And just stay organized. Because I'm going to tell you one thing, God got you.
He does. He does. Well, we got the cities. I see we got the Poconos, Houston, Cali, Philly in the house. Okay. See, that's what I'm talking about. We everywhere, y'all. And it's global. And I just want to let you two know that this interview will be on IGTV, and it will be on our website on YouTube as well. Our YouTube, y'all can subscribe. Nikki Rich, the number 2. Nikki Rich, the number 2. And y'all, I created that when I first started, and I never wanted to change it. I was like, I don't want to change it. So make sure y'all subscribe to Nikki Rich, the number 2, and follow us at Nikki Rich Show TV. Well, I just thank you for being our guest today. I enjoyed you today. Yay!
Thank you.
You're so awesome, and I always love it when Carolina is in the building, because we don't never get no credit hardly, but They don't want to give us no credit, but y'all starting to notice now, so that's good. Yes, make sure y'all follow us too at Nikki Rich Show TV at Miss Nikki Rich. But I thank you, Miss Canila, for
Thank
being
you so
our
much.
guest. And when it open up, you gotta come to Cali.
Oh yes, I would love to take a trip down there. Anything you
Yes,
have planned, please let me know. I'll take a road
yes.
trip.
And we just closed down. Oh my God! But I'm ready to open. I'm ready for my live interviews. Like, with the audience. I like these too. It's cool, but I want to get with my audience.
I definitely understand. So can I ask you a question? So when you
Yes.
first started out, like, did you feel fearful at first when you knew your calling? How did you get started?
Well, how I got started was through radio. I one day I was on break because y'all, I'm an educator, so I'm always in school for something. So like I said, I was in school for my doctor and I was in school for hair, honey. I was in cosmetology school, and it was Empire Beauty School, Pineville. but but what I was gonna say is I was on break, like we had a 15-minute break, and I lived right around the corner. So I had already been researching, and I told my friend, I was like, you know what? Come to my house, girl. I've been working on this thing. I want to create a radio show. And my show at first was called I Jive Urban Rich Radio. That was the name. And I had T-shirts that was called Urban Rich Wear. So you can go back and look at the stuff on Google and YouTube. But I created the show, and as I created, immediately it was popping. It was at the right time.
Wow.
Celebrities hit me up. I didn't even know what I was doing. So I just had to go with it. It was like getting in the water and trying to swim, So I was like, oh my God. So I created the show one week. The next week, or the next day, I think I created on a Wednesday, and that Friday, a publicist Thursday, she had called me and asked me to get Tyler Perry castmates on her show. on my show. So that Friday, I had some actors on my show in the beginning. I'm like, oh my God, I hope I can do good. And I just went from there. Then I started having nothing but rappers. It was lit. I'm telling you, they can say anything they can talk about anything. They can say anything. I had Trick Daddy. I had so many rappers on my show. And they told their friends about it. And that really grew. It was mostly word of mouth. And it started growing. And then I got on TMZ. And, just all kind of things started happening, just from the radio. And when I got on TMZ, that's when I was like, hey, I want to venture into TV as well. So it just grew. I feel like as you grow, your business, everything grew. It started changing each year. It was something different. I started out with just rappers and actors, and then it went from something else, and then it went from business owner, and then it started changing every year. And instead of me just being all raw and everything, I started being more business minded and getting organized and becoming a business and different things like that. So it just made me better, because the things, and I'm gonna tell you, it's not always easy, because I used to be on people's shows, y'all, and I tell people this all the time. I used to be on people's shows. They used to laugh at me. They used to, if you was I was a guest on people's shows, they would talk and then hang up, or try to make you look bad. It's things that I went through because people didn't know how serious you was about the craft. I had to learn. People used to laugh at me. Even my friends, they'd be like, oh, girl, you ain't doing, they were like, you ain't doing that and stuff like that, just everything, And then as I started growing, they'd be like, wait a minute. This might be something. Even still to this day, people still might be in denial. You know, you can still be, be interviewing the president, and they be like, "Oh, you know, she still ain't doing that." You know, but it's things that I had to, you know, bounce back from. You know, lessons learned from people, from relationships, and that's why I say it wasn't always easy, but I learned. And as you learn, you become stronger and you grow. So now when I see stuff and people be like, "Oh, can I?" Oh, you be like, "Oh, I done seen this before." I know this. I've seen this before. You know, it's just like, you just got to learn. And don't be afraid to fail. Don't be afraid to fail, because you will fail. You will. You will fail. Just don't be like, "I don't want to fail. I don't want to fail." Just go. You know, be free. You know, don't be afraid.
I totally understand, and that's a good way to put it, because I heard so many people say you learn as you grow, and I heard one lady told me, she said, "I done made plenty of mistakes in the beginning, but look where I'm at now." You learn from your experiences.
You do. And I make sure when I'm doing interviews or when I'm being interviewed, I let people know this is some of the things that I went through. You know, even with all these motivational, I'm gonna tell you, a lot of women will have motivational panels and stuff, and they'll be like, "Oh, come be a part of this and do this," but they're not motivational. They're evil. You know,
OMG.
like some are just wanting publicity or something, you know, and that's why a lot of Black women, they started seeing that. You know, they started noticing the pattern. Well, when I meet you, you're not the same person you seem to be as you want me to be a part of the panel, you know? So a lot of people start noticing those things, you know? And that's, like I said, it's all about a part of the journey.
And it really is, because for me early on, people have titles, yes, but I
Mm-hmm.
always was taught that never go by titles. You have to identify people by their fruit. Does they word matching to what they're doing? And so many people already gave me advice like, "Look, before you go big, sister, I'm gonna need for you to have the spirit of awareness. And you make sure before you sign any contract, make sure you read, what the little words are saying, or people be quick to show you one thing and you don't know another thing." So I think it just takes time to know people, and I totally agree
Yeah.
with you. You have to be careful for what you signing up for, because you don't
Yeah.
know people hitting objectives.
Mm-mm. You do not know it. And like I said, some people out of nowhere want you to fall flat on your face. It could be it. You could be so innocent, and then somebody want you to fall flat on your face. But that's a lesson you have to learn, you know, too, from those different people. And it's not being negative, it's the truth. You got to learn. You're going to learn the different relationships. You're going to learn just people. And you know how it is when you're working in a plant, you know, just imagine you working for yourself and you going out into the world. You're going to be dealing with everybody.
Hmm.
You're not gonna be just dealing with people you think that's like you. You with everybody.
Hmm. I totally
But
agree with that.
and it's okay, you know. But the whole thing about it is you gotta stay focused and true to you and have faith.
And see, that's what I've been learning so far is that, I put a post on my Facebook today, like, you cannot be focused on what people say or what they doing. Because you think people, who going to rock with you, begin to, "Oh, yeah, I can't wait till the book come out," and this and that. And they hear about you growing and you developing and, you going up. You got people who just do some shady stuff or
Hmm.
anything. And it's like, oh my gosh, even sometimes family member. I hear so many successful celebrities say,
Yes,
LeBron James said they wasn't balling with me when I was in the gym. What's the son, Dre? I started from the bottom, now here. Mike Jones, back then you didn't want me, but now I can understand
exactly.
Like today, I was thinking about that because it's amazing how you look from one side of the side. I mean, shoe. I'm trying to say the right words. How can I put it? The shoe was on the other foot. That's basically what I'm saying.
Yes.
So now I can understand what they were trying to say. Like in the beginning, I didn't have no support. My community, and sometimes I feel like that too. Sometimes you don't get a lot of support from your community because people hating on you. But I learned so far is that you cannot focus on people, leave them on the sideline. You stay focused on what you're supposed to do, what you're called to do, and walk in it. Because I'm telling you, once you connected to God, He was divine already. Like I said, I've only been in this game for 4 months, and here I am now,
A
a
best-selling
co-author.
author.
On TV, and I'm looking at my name like, oh my God, already less than 4 months, and people are already like, dang, girl, it took me years just to get that. How you get that opportunity?
Exactly.
And your book haven't even came out yet. So I learned so far what God always put in my spirit. I want to build a relationship with people. I want to get to know people, network, learn this, Why not? My thing is, why not take a leap of faith? And not even on some of the lives that pop up in some of the celebrities lives, couple of them, and just talking. They just like, oh my God, you taking a leap of faith.
That's
You
how
ain't
you have
playing,
to
ain't
do.
you? And I was
That's
like,
how you
no.
network. That's what you have to do. Those things you have to. You can't just expect somebody to come and just talk to you and what have you. Oh, people be like, should I DM this person? Do what you want to do. I mean, they seeing it. They see everything. If somebody wants to connect with you, they will. If you want to step out on faith and do it, and you don't know what's gonna happen.
And I totally agree, because some of them, they say, I email you. Some of them did. One of them did email me because I have a book coming out this December, and I hope any celebrities on here, guys, want to read my book, get some good reviews, please let a sister know. And, just trying to get feedback, how it was, either it's good or bad, hopefully it's good. Just to do that, some of them say, right now at this moment, I'm not available to do it, but it's okay. I mean, yes, it's discouraging, but you know what? I got to pick up and keep going.
But it might not be the moment for them. They might come back to you in September and be like, I'm ready.
Yep.
So you can't be like, oh my God, this person just turned me down. Because you don't know if they might come back and reach out to you, because that happens sometimes. Or sometimes you might be at an event and you run into that person. That's why if somebody say not right now, don't get discouraged or don't, because I'm telling you, if you talk to them, then you're gonna run into them again. That's because y'all already connected, and it's gonna happen again. It happens all the time with me, And just, don't get discouraged if they be like, oh, no, not right now. Because they're going to know who you are. These people are going to know. And then they're going to be like, oh, because even when I'm on the red carpet, they be like, oh, I remember you was in Charlotte and da-da-da-da. Celebrities, they be like, I remember. I was on your show, da-da-da. And things like, I just had, what's the guy's name? He's on the Parkers. But I just had him on, and he was on my radio show, and like years ago. And now look, we fast forward to like recently. It's pretty amazing. That we can have them back on again. It's like you talk to them one time, you're gonna talk to them again. You're gonna run into them again because you connected with them. Anytime you connect with them, that's it.
Yes, and that's one of the reasons my mentor, Mr. Tony Gass, was telling me. He can only give out so many sources, which I could understand. He was just like, find some people in your community. I was like, well, they said the power of network is network. I have learned, because I tried to Google, Gmail, that didn't work. I was like, you know what? I'm just gonna connect. I got in this group called Black Authors, can start connecting with people, and that's how I got connected to Jesus and Coffee. So I mean, she is phenomenal, very phenomenal, and and she's very helpful. So I just think it's one day at a time. Just keep striving. Divine connections will happen eventually. I already know it's gonna happen. I just speak into existence.
Yes, it is. Well, I'm gonna tell you, we about to get cut off in a minute.
Okay.
But I am so grateful. You know, we could go on and on, but I'm so grateful to have you. I've enjoyed you today.
I enjoyed you too.
Yay, it's been awesome. And everybody, make sure you connect with Miss Canila is Love on Instagram, Twitter, Facebook. Canila is Love Gist. And, you know, build, grow, network. She's in North Carolina and wherever you are, you know, you're everywhere. So definitely connect, you know. And I just thank you for being our guest today.
All right. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Bye. And thank you guys for tuning in today. You know, Mr. Canila, make sure you network, build, grow. You know, this is what it's all about. And thank y'all for being with us today here at the Nikki Rich Show.